Now before we get started on the performance review, I did want to give a quick shout out to Lifetime. They allow us to come in here and film our performance reviews. If you wanted to check out Lifetime and see what it means to be a Lifetime member, click the link in the description box below. They got all kinds of great perks. They got an indoor pool, they got an outdoor pool, they got saunas, like the gym here, or this is technically the basketball court, the gym is out there. All kinds of state-of-the-art equipment. Anything that you could think of is here. This is like the best, besides Disneyland, I'm telling you, this is the best place on earth. 3-point line. High school, college, NBA. What more do you want? Now with that being said, let's go ahead and get right into these guys. The traction on these, honestly, it's phenomenal. This stuff right here is better than the Kyrie 5, which is a shoe that I loved. Some people didn't like the traction on the Kyrie 5s. I don't know if there were inconsistencies per pair, so I don't know what was happening. All I know is that this stuff right here is just extra grippy. It's awesome. Like right now, we're in a great time for not only basketball shoes, but basketball shoes with solid traction. We had the Puma hard courts back there. I don't know if you can see those hideous things. It's not the shoe that's hideous, it's just the colorway, okay? Relax, guys, relax. But that's the New Balance Omnis, the shoe that Kawhi's using, and those things got incredible traction. The Air Jordan 34 has incredible traction. What else had incredible traction? I know it didn't, the LeBron 17. But these guys right here, I really have no complaints. I've had traction be excellent from the first wear all the way to the last on the best court like this one to one of the that you're gonna actually see in our B-roll, the on-court footage. That court is awful, awful. And it's not an understatement or an overstatement either. It's almost like an understatement. I don't know how bad I can explain that court is, but it just is, it's really bad, guys. It's so bad, it's like 50 years old, and you could tell. But this stuff right here, it gripped it, no problem. I don't even have to wipe with these things. They're money. So now we're gonna get into the fit just real quick. These guys, I actually went up half a size. Sounds strange, because I normally go true to size with almost every shoe, except for these. These I actually went down half a size. These, up half a size. I don't know what's going on right now. It's almost like every brand wants to be Adidas. So this right here, one of the downsides, not only is it attaching itself to everything, but it's fraying it all too. So the laces are just getting chewed up and not even from gameplay, which is a bummer. And then if I want to comfortably tie the shoes, I got to tuck the strap right in the side there. It's not a huge ordeal or anything like that, but it is just like a little bit of a pain in the butt. Obviously, if you're sitting in a little bench like this, it doesn't matter too much, but like this, man, just chewing up the laces all the time. But the fit, like I was saying, I went up half a size, which is crazy. So that's what I would recommend. Definitely try them on in store if possible, just to make sure that you're getting your right size. As far as the lockdown is concerned, it's really good. It might just be because they're super tight, but I find the containment overall to be really nice. This kind of like textile area is decent. It's not like the best textile. It's very kind of like plasticky or fusey. And then these little nylon strands do great. The strap doesn't do much of anything. And then this area right there underneath, the internal lacing, external lacing, and then more external lacing. So this midfoot section is really snug. This one is just secure right here for lateral movements. And then these guys, including the top one, just really draw your heel into this rear section of a shoe for that heel support and lockdown. So if you like squeak with your traction, doesn't get any squeakier than that. Actually it does, but they're pretty damn squeaky anyways. But the overall grip on these things is fantastic, both linearly and laterally. So the outer rim right there got all these little pegs and teeth, and that really grips the floor for any kind of movement and all that stuff. You got the little toe one right in the front for quick toe offs. So you're able to press and get all that kind of good stuff, all that traction there, no matter what move you're doing. And then the center traction, I don't even know what to call it, just all that weird lines and patterns and stuff. It doesn't look like it would do much of anything. So if you're going to come around a screen, you're able to maneuver, get all that grip, and it's gonna be solid all the way through. For those wondering, the outsole is slightly rounded. Right here at the edges, the straightaway spot where like your foot really rests on the floor, it is flat. So when you're moving in this kind of direction, you're good. And if you happen to be shifty, if you happen to be a rocker, you're gonna be able to get all of that stuff, drag, and everything, and you'll be good. So the outsole just has incredible traction, plenty of contact with the floor on top of that. Like I said, it doesn't matter really what your footwork is. If you got sloppy footwork, if you got great footwork, if you got super shifty footwork like Kyrie, the sole always has a spot to adhere itself to the floor and all that stuff, which is awesome. Now the cushion is minimal, like you would expect in a Kyrie shoe, but what we have is injected Phylon throughout the entire midsole, and then that forefoot area is the same exact Zoom Turbo unit that we had last year in a Kyrie 5. Although technically, the Kyrie 5 is a 2019 sneaker, but it was on my top picks list last year for anybody wondering. Is this going to be on the top picks this year? Yes, these are awesome. One thing I wanted to say about the Zoom Turbo, it allows you to stay close to the floor, which is what Zoom Air is all about. If you're a player like Kyrie or even somebody like Curry that wants a little bit more stability than cushion, this is still going to be able to give that to you. Much like something like the KD, you don't feel super elevated off the floor. You still feel low to the ground and all that stuff, but you get that little spring in your step, especially in the forefoot, which is where I personally like it. And then on top of that, I was able to feel this Zoom Air right from the jump. I don't know if it's the combination of the injected Phylon and the Zoom or whatever, or if they did something like they tweaked the Zoom Air or whatever this year, which I don't think that they did. I just know that the combination of the two, as soon as I put them on, I was like, oh man, I could really feel that. And it was like, to me, Zoom Air is the best cushion ever, and I just really like it in this setup. I think Zoom Turbo is fantastic. Like if this was a thing when I was a kid, they had articulated Zoom back then. That was great too. Much larger volume though. But if they had it thinner like this, where you could still feel the Zoom properties, but still like maintain all this court feel and coverage, man. Like if Gary Payton had this kind of, oh my God. Now the materials are nothing crazy, at least not in the forefoot. Like I was saying earlier in that little mini fit section, it is a textile, but it feels very fusey. It does flex, but it still like retains a ton of its shape. It does not stretch or fray or anything like that. It's not like a knit. One of the things that I really don't like though is these guys right here. The nylon strands work great, but they end right here. So they're kind of like stitched and knotted right there. They don't go all the way to the strobel. And on certain movements, I could feel that crap digging into my foot and my pinky. And then I have to end up going in between the neoprene boot and the shoe to push it back down. Otherwise I could feel that knot pressing into my foot. But the back half of the shoe is the real breadwinner here. It's full on leather, at least in this colorway, genuine on top of that. So it's really, really nice stuff. Super soft, super plush. If you want to see me touch it, okay? If you want to see me touch the leather and you want to see a crease in such a beautiful way, and only a way that a cow's ass can, go check out the other review because it's fucking awesome. Ooh, damn, did you see that? Did you see that? That was so clean, it didn't even move the net. That's a good shot right there. So the support is all right. It's not anything crazy. It's, again, much like last year's model, or technically this year's with the Kyrie 5. Very similar setup. You kind of sit inside the midsole. This area right here really cradles you. It also acts as the outrigger. It's not super wide, but it is wide enough. And again, it wraps up and around. So if you're shifty, if you're constantly moving, dragging your feet and all of that stuff, it's going to be able to move and be mobile with you. The lacing structure works well. The materials work well as well. This strap right there looks cool, but it's like, I think it's useless. It doesn't really do anything. And throughout the games, it starts to get a little loose, like right here. Then I have to go and like retighten it and all that stuff. And then in the back, we got a nice beefy heel counter. And that thing is awesome. It keeps you right on the footbed, just the way that it's supposed to. And there's nothing to complain about with these. Unless you want extra support, if you want full-length carbon fiber spring plates that really restrict the mobility of the shoe and the flexibility in the forefoot, this shoe doesn't have that. Go with something else. But if you want a shoe that's mobile, a little bit like keeps you nimble, all that stuff feels fast, speedy, low to the ground, this guy's got you covered. But anyways, that takes care of it for the performance review on the Nike Kyrie 6. I highly recommend these. If you like the Kyrie 5, you should love the Kyrie 6. I really like the traction. I love the Zoom Turbo cushioning. Price point doesn't really break the bank, even though it is a little bit expensive, $130. It's getting there to that premium $150 range that I think is premium. Anything above $150, I think is just, I mean, it better be really good. If you were interested in grabbing these, they will be available over at Phenom if you're local, so make sure to check out and support your local retailers. The local mom and pop shops are great people. If you support them, they'll support you. They're the ones that really like make communities thrive. If you are in the Sacramento or Elk Grove area, check out Phenom first to grab these before you go somewhere else. That pretty much takes care of it, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Thanks for all your support. I hope that you guys all have a really great day. So you had a performance-related question that was not addressed in the video?
I have a performance comment about how excited I've been that Phenom is finally getting performance product.
They've gotten performance product here and there, but they are kind of known as a boutique.
Yes.
And so they have a lot of streetwear. This is their particular hoodie, coincidentally. I wear this all the time because I love it. This is their own product. They sell a lot of BBC, Stussy, or Stussy, whatever it's called.
Is it ice cream or cream?
Isn't that? Oh no, BBC is Billionaire Boys Club. Yeah, they do the ice cream stuff. So those are the types of things that they sell there. A lot of retro product, a lot of streetwear product, a lot of Nike sportswear. It's a lot of Vapor Max lifestyle stuff.
Yes.
But every once in a while they get in performance stuff. They got in some of the
They got the LeBrons.
Well, they got into LeBrons. They got the LeBron 17s. They got into the Why Not 02s. They get some of the retro LeBrons and Pro Tros, like the Kobe 1 Pro Tros. They didn't get any of the Kobe 4s though. So it's always like a hit or a miss. And the Pro Tro and the LeBron Retro is not considered performance, even though it is, because they are still made the same way primarily. But then you have some random shoes, like they've gotten a bunch of Greek Freak 1 colorways.
Oh, that's true.
It's cool that we're seeing more of that. Used to happen is that like I'd have to run to Foot Locker.
Well, that's my whole thing. So I'm still thinking
So this is
of
out of
when
convenience for you.
we used to be in the Bay Area. We could jump in the car and go 30 minutes any direction and be able to hit several different malls.
Well, you're talking about 30 minutes max.
Yes. Well,
Because
here...
it would really only take me about 5 minutes to get from where we live to the mall.
Yes, but I'm just saying we had multiple locations we could go to. Here, it's at least 30 minutes to get to the mall.
Just to get there.
And even then, we don't know if the stuff's actually going to be there.
Well, I always try to check the apps, but the Foot Locker and Champs apps, their inventory is almost always wrong. Like I've had that thing, both the .com and the app itself be like, yeah, they have a size 9 at this location. So we drive all the way there. We've driven like 40 minutes one time to go to a Foot Locker stores to get a specific product to review. We get there, it's not on the shelf. I asked them, hey, like it says that y'all have this, and some of the Foot Locker employees are super chill, so I like that because customer service is your job. But like that particular one, she was all like, nah, we ain't even have that. Like, what you mean like y'all ain't even have that? It says that y'all have that. Are you sure it's not in the back? Nah, man, it's not in there. And I know that they don't know that where I came from.
Yeah.
You know, so like I don't like want to put that on there, but at the same time, like that first impression is like well, I'm never going to that location again, you know? And that's just that's the sad, unfortunate truth. It's like you only have one shot to give a first impression, you know what I'm saying? Especially when you're retail.
Yeah, there was a specific store at the mall in the Bay Area. I'm not going to name drop, but the manager rubbed me wrong.
Oh, yeah,
and I
who you're talking about.
refused to go back in that store afterwards. I'd be like, see ya, I'm walking over to that store.
And I had to go into that store all the time to grab stuff. So yes, I love, because Phenom, I literally can like drive for like 2 minutes.
Yeah.
And like I'm there. So I don't even have to drive there. I could walk if I wanted to, but
Yes, you could.
I don't have enough time though, because I got to get back here
No,
and
that's
like
true.
do stuff. But yeah, so I love that Phenom is getting the performance stuff. Go shop at Phenom. That's not a plug. It's just